Ram trucks have always powered American freedom. Now with our Freedom of Choice pricing program, you can choose your offer. Cash incentives or employee pricing for all. Hurry into your local dealer today for details, because nothing stops America and nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers and lessees will qualify. Restrictions apply. Not combinable with other offers. Ends 4/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
This is Amanda Altermatt, and you are listening to the Horrible Movie Podcast.
Welcome to the Horror Movie Podcast. A very special episode of the Horror Movie Podcast. My guest today is Amanda Altermatt. Amanda, say hi.
Hello.
And as always, along for this journey through cinematic bliss, Phil, as you all know him as Producer Phil.
I'm here.
He's here, folks, live in studio.
Present.
So I started to write down a couple little twib notes on the on these Post-its that I grabbed.
You're going old school.
Well, I did it, and then I pulled one off, and I guess it was the first one, the top one. It has no sticky stuff on the back of it.
Oh, then you got the bottom.
Is it the bottom?
Yeah, the bottom is that way.
No, the bottom's got sticky on it. This is like, and it's a little different color. I think it was the top one.
No, really, the
It
bottom.
was faded by the sun. It's the top of the Post-it notes. Coming to NBC this fall. I'm not sure what that show would be about. Love it. I love NBC. I love their lineup. And no NBC lineup would be complete without something called Post-it notes.
I don't know. My favorite is about Arnold Balmer.
Oh, par for the corpse. We're about back to, he's a forensic scientist with a heart of gold. That's right. It's Arnold Balmer. He solves crimes that are all golf course based. It's a pretty good show. It's coming to NBC this fall. Think about that. There's a lot of murder going on a golf course. It's kind of like Murder She Wrote, where everywhere he goes.
Does he stay to one golf course, or is it multiple?
He just travels the country playing golf courses.
Okay, well
he's
then,
independently wealthy.
It's good that
he
it's
has
not
nothing
just
better
one.
to do. But every time he shows up at one, a murder happens. But luckily, he's a forensic scientist, and you know what he has? A heart of gold. Speaking of NBC, there is an actor. He's not Canadian, and his name is Alec Baldwin, and he's an actor that was on NBC.
True story.
On a show called 30 Rock, and currently he's doing a heck of a lot, being the Trumpster on Saturday Night Live. I always say Saturday Night Live.
It's the same. Saturday
Night Live, SNL, if you will, and he also stars in a great movie that we literally just saw in the theater, right?
We did it. We're fresh off of the theater.
And that movie is called The Boss Baby. We're going to tell you all about that movie. If this is your first time tuning into the podcast, you can find us. You can connect with us online on the Twitter at One Horrible Movie. We have a Facebook.
Oh my gosh!
What's happening to me?
What is
we
happening?
have a Facebook page. Facebook page. Just go to the Horror Movie Podcast on there and tell me how stupid I am on that one. Facebook. And then the Horror Movie Podcast is our website. We have the last 5 episodes on that website, and then you can find us on on revolverpodcast.com.
Do you have a fever?
No, I ate a gyro tonight, and I think that's got some real culture.
Gosh. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to get some culture. And maybe it's the feta. Feta does this to me every time. What?
Blame it on the feta.
Blame it on the feta. Coming to see this fall. Blame it on the feta.
No.
It's a Greek family that comes to America.
Don't do it.
And they open
open
a gyro stand with a heart of gold.
He's going there.
4 unlikely friends start a pizza company.
And what would it be called?
2 guys. No, wait, that's already
2
been
guys
done.
and some pies.
What was the old that show, that sitcom, 2 Guys and a Girl? I think Ryan Reynolds was
I thought you were
on
talking
it.
about Bosom Buddies.
No, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza
Place. Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that
And
show.
I think that was Ryan Reynolds.
Weird.
Was that? I'm looking it up.
You can look it up. Feel free.
I'm gonna fact.
I was
check
in the
this.
middle of pitching our stuff here.
I know, but
we're
I just
on
thought
we're on
about it.
iTunes,
Sorry.
which maybe you're listening to us via iTunes. And then please, hey, do us a big favor, folks. Go on iTunes and please review this podcast and rate this podcast and just subscribe. That helps us so much in the ever-present journey to the top. We're trying to move to the top. We don't know what's at the top, but we're trying to climb the podcast mountain to greatness and get to the top.
What is happening?
So, this week's movie, if you will, is a movie we like to call The Boss Baby. Phil, you have not seen this movie.
No, I haven't got to.
No, and he was in it, huh?
Yeah, he was in it.
Who are the other actors? Real quick. French Stewart?
No, guess
John Cryer?
Nathan Fillion.
Oh, what?
What?
60 episodes. Yeah.
That's cool.
I might have to
Reynolds.
check this show out.
I used to watch it. Like, it was like,
It aired for 4 seasons.
yeah. So it was like, I think it was on ABC. I got to look this up.
ABC.
I'm just spitting things out. But I did watch it. Like, I remember vividly watching it. And then there's I think the lead gal. I don't really know if she's
How
in
about
much
Ryan
anymore.
Reynolds and Nathan Fillion in the same show?
That's epic right there.
Trailer Howard. She was in Monk, too.
Oh, okay.
Not
okay.
Monk 2, as in the number 2.
Monk 2. That's
but
coming to
Monk
ABC
as
this fall as
well.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, so this movie is The Boss Baby. Amanda, we saw it in the theater.
We did.
I want you to give me, let's go ahead and do a silent rating, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to go thumbs up, thumbs down. And we're not going to tell anybody, but at the end of the episode, we'll come back around and you'll see whether we got a thumbs up or thumbs down. You ready?
So, like, I'm shooting it right now?
I'm going to see it. And then the guests, the listeners can maybe guess as you're talking through the podcast, oh, she definitely said thumbs down.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay, got it?
Okay.
Good. Okay, so check it out. We have segments on the show. This segment right here is called Time for Some Deets. The Boss Baby. Directed by Tom McGrath. That's hopefully no relation to, well, maybe hopefully, to Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray. He's done a lot of stuff. He's done all the Madagascars. He's done Space Jam.
Makes sense.
He was an animator on Space Jam. He's now becoming the director of things like this. Screenplay by Michael McCullers. Anyway, so starring Alec Baldwin, Miles Christopher Bakshi, and he does the child voice of Tim Templeton. Steve Buscemi, everyone's favorite Con Air actor. And he's also, what else is he in? A lot of stuff.
Steve Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi's in a lot of
ton of stuff.
You know, I always like this fact. I'm a huge They Might Be Giants fan. Huge. And you hear those guys talk. They were on, was it on Nerdist a while back? And they talked about how when they first started in the business, they would play shows with Steve Buscemi's band. He had his own like prog rock early 80s band.
That's cool.
Yeah, really cool. Think about that. Those guys hanging out in New York.
That's cool.
On Long Island in New York. Okay. Jimmy Kimmel. He's the dad. He's a major character in this movie.
He is a major
Good job,
character.
Jimmy Kimmel. And then Lisa Kudrow, the third friend girl. I don't know if she dated Adam Duritz from Counting Crows, but the other two did.
Both of them?
They both did. Not at the same time, but they both did. Narrated by Tobey Maguire. And he plays basically the voice of, at the end, well, I won't give it away.
Yeah.
He plays the voice.
spoiler.
He plays the voice of older Tim Templeton. So he lives, which I don't know if there was ever a hope that he wouldn't live. But, let's
makes
see.
it.
Music played a big part in this movie. Orchestral stuff, typical animated movie stuff. Nothing just outlandish.
Nothing major.
Box office so far. I don't have a budget. They haven't listed their budget yet. But box office thus far.
because it
21 million. But
it-
literally, folks, I'm talking.
it hasn't technically
it
come
technically
out,
comes
right?
out Friday, March 31st, and we're not we're recording this actually the day before. So just
Right.
saying. And just trust me, we did not watch a Kramer cam. Amanda, my most honest person I know, we went to the theater, the
We did.
Palace Theater in Springfield, Missouri.
We did.
Which I think is going away, which I hate. But we watched it there, and we paid our money. Our son Miller went, and it was awesome. Well, I mean, it wasn't awesome. He thought it was awesome. He's 6.
He loved it.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
The reason why there's a budget, by the way, is that it came out a week ago, in foreign markets.
why there's a box
that
office.
makes sense.
Do you see a budget anywhere?
No.
I'm not seeing a budget listed. I'm sure it's somewhere, but they haven't listed it yet.
Way to do your fact
By
checking.
the way, making the most money in Russia.
Mother Russia, we love the boss baby.
Wait, didn't Jared say something about that?
Which is kind of ironic. But,
Didn't Jared say something
yeah,
about
he said
that?
Well, he had talked about seeing a review that was in Russian, which I thought was really funny. So anyway, there it is, guys. That was time for some deets. Next up, we have a great segment. This is where we make all of our money, folks, by the way. And we have a very special guest. Our very special guest is none other than the third person in our little family that went to watch this movie. And his name is Miller. Miller, are you ready for 30-second synopsis? Are you ready?
Yep, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so check this out. Miller, you have 30 seconds to do this, okay? If the alarm goes off, you can never eat ice cream again. Sorry, man. Hey, that's just how it works, man. Okay? Is that all right?
Yeah.
If you was that mean of me? All right. But if you do get this, you get ice cream sometime in the future. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
30-second synopsis for The Boss Baby. Miller, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready, go.
Okay, so babies to not be alive and not be born drink like this potion, and they drink it out of a bottle, and the guy who used to work there, some lady got to do the no. I never get to eat ice cream again. No fair.
Sorry, man. That's the breaks, dude.
Worst day ever. I quit.
All right, so that was a great job, Miller. Way to go. Okay, so next up, folks, that's the next up.
gosh.
When we come back, we're going to talk about a little power plot. Power plot. Only on the Horror Movie Podcast. We're going to be right back and see you in a second. All right, welcome back. But guess what time it is, Amanda?
I don't know, Jack.
It's time for...
Time to give our son some ice cream.
Well, yeah, he earned it, I guess. He quit, though.
He
I
quit.
don't like his attitude.
He was staring at that clock, though.
He was. And
Like his little eyes.
Yeah.
It was an unfair advantage.
But here's what
his tiny little eyes were looking at that clock, and he was going blank.
And he owes us a pair of headphones now because he threw them down on the
Well,
ground.
like
He
Paul
did.
Huff doing
He
mic
walked
drops
outta
on
here.
everybody. Microphone, earphone drops.
We will give him ice cream again.
Yeah, but not today. He didn't earn it, girl.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, girl, he didn't earn it. All right.
Goodness.
So anyway, normally people when they do 30-second synopsis, they like to look at the clock. Wouldn't you say, Phil? When you've done it,
Yeah, Andrew did last time he was on.
I like to look at the clock. Amanda, you?
I just in general don't like the 30
You-
seconds.
some people don't.
It's like it might mind trips me.
I always call it the heaviest lifting
I
you
start
really
going-
have to do on here.
I can't form words.
If you're an engaged,
I watched a movie.
yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, watch a movie.
It
and,
was named Boss Baby.
Boss Baby.
I don't know where I am anymore.
The only thing I got from his synopsis was there's something with potions.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he,
it's a serum.
That's a very, I mean, it's part of it. It's kind of the, it's kind of MacGuffin device of the movie. But anyway, all
It
right,
makes Alec Baldwin
stay a
able
baby
to talk.
and stay a baby forever.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Time for Power Plot. Sponsored by, I don't know. I'm not sure. Joan Jett. Who sings?
I was thinking Cherry
Who
Bomb.
sings Cherry Bomb?
I think Joan Jett, right?
Yeah, it is Joan Jett.
Cherry bomb.
That's not the one in Howard the Duck, is it?
That's the someone so and so in the they're called the Cherry Bomb.
Oh, that's the name of the band.
But I think it's a total ripoff of Joan Jett's song Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, I think that is Joan Jett.
Is it? Make sure. I could be
I'm
wrong.
fact checking right now.
I feel like that's wrong. Anyway, so check it out. Time for some plot, folks. And this movie, Boss Baby,
It's Joan Jett and
it
the Black
starts
Hearts.
out with the narrator, Tobey Maguire. You might remember him from Pleasantville. Or also the first Spider-Man, the melancholy Spider-Man. Remember him?
I remember.
The non-funny Spider-Man.
Do you remember Phil?
Emo Man.
Emo man.
Yeah, but he was like,
I'm mad.
he was mad, but he was like dorky. Like,
I'm stewing.
it was weird. It was a really weird Superman or Spider-Man. So he does the voice for Tim Templeton. Timmy, as we'll call him, has a huge imagination. He's very adventurous. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, he has a big imagination.
He reminded me of the kids show Just in Time.
Just in Time.
Just in Time.
That's a good analogy.
He
right
had very big make-believe
Comparison.
imagination. And he makes up all kinds of stuff.
Miller used to love that show.
To the fact where in the beginning of this movie, he describes imagining, and it's just him and his mom and his dad, and they're a happy family, and how they're in a little how the triangle is the most powerful shape ever. And, it's the strongest shape of all time. And they have a little portrait of them, and they fit in the triangle. He's so happy that it's just them.
Because it's just them.
Because
He's
he gets
the only child.
Phil, he gets all the attention. He's the only child. And he loves it that way.
You guys wouldn't know anything about that.
I know.
We wouldn't.
Exactly.
We wouldn't know a thing about that.
I know. Miller. Yeah, 30 seconds enough.
Right.
So, to the point where they have that big build-up. And then they always sing him, what, Blackbird before he goes to bed?
Yeah.
Can you sing a little bit for us, Amanda? I'm going to pull up Beverly.
Oh my gosh.
Amanda, can you sing for everybody?
Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good, that song. They always sing that to him before bedtime. And that's their special song. And one night they're tucking him in, and they haven't really alluded to the family. They're like, what would you think about if you had a baby brother? Oh, I wouldn't
That
like that.
would be terrible.
But the camera, I say camera, it's an animated movie, so maybe there's not a camera. But it pans back, and the mom is obviously pregnant.
Got a baby belly.
He hasn't really thought of that, though. And so mom is with child. But then he goes to sleep, and he says, Tobey Maguire's
like
narrator.
7.
Yeah, he's really young. He says, I went to sleep that night wondering what it would be like
to have a baby
to
brother.
have a baby brother. To the point, though, at this part of the movie, I felt like it seemed that they were pointing out that this was make believe.
Yeah,
you weren't just immediately like, oh, that was all make believe.
Right, but
Go ahead. No, I'm not making. Is that making me making fun of your?
No,
review at all?
not at all. Disclaimer.
It wasn't that obvious.
I fell asleep again.
Oh man. I wasn't going to tell anybody.
Oh, you weren't?
Girl.
Why not?
Hey, girl, I wasn't going to tell nobody, girl.
Well, I nodded off.
See, that doesn't bode well for this movie then.
Well, sorry. I mean, here's what he has a very playful imagination, and I witnessed all of that in the beginning of the movie.
And it seemed like...
And I just didn't catch the part where he was like, when I fell asleep. Like, that narration part I just didn't catch. Because, like, when he woke up the next morning, there's, like, a taxi in front of his house, and then a baby pops out with a suit and a briefcase in his hand.
He said that the next morning when I woke up, and my parents say I don't remember the events exactly, but I remember very vividly that my little brother, or that this baby brother showed up in a taxi. He looks out, and Boss Baby comes out of the taxi, has a suit on.
Full suit on. Briefcase.
So basically, though, and I'm just going to spoiler alert, folks, the rest of the movie is basically his imagination from when he went to sleep.
Okay, so the whole movie is a dream.
Yeah.
From the 7-year-old boy.
I hate to tell you that, folks. If you've got to this point in the podcast, then
yeah,
just telling you, it really is. And that happened, and I go, oh no, this isn't going to be. This is an imagination movie. And honestly, the story part of it, I thought this isn't too bad.
It's really not.
But it's like it wasn't resounding. This movie should really be on the mediocre movie podcast.
But also, it was made. The audience was for kids.
It was. Now there was a lot of potty humor stuff, and we'll cover that in a second.
True story. But I felt like for the audience that it was, targeted towards.
Right.
It works.
It works, and I will say
the animation is really good.
The animation, it's come so far. Like, it's so crazy to me.
It had like a retro feel to it. Like, I feel like some of the animation did. The way that the lines were on the cars, and there was just some like little things that I thought, like the hairstyles, and it looked very retro to me at times.
I felt like
I liked that part.
I felt like the
there was no there wasn't like a big technology push in the movie.
No, there wasn't. But it was from a kid's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So baby boss comes in, or boss baby comes in at first, and you're like, okay, well maybe this is just how he perceives. Maybe it was real. Maybe it is real.
Maybe it is.
And this is just how he perceives his little brother as being the bossy kid.
I could feel like that would be a real life thought too. Like, this kid who's been alive for 7.5 years, who has been the only...
He's center of his parents' universe.
Yeah, and absolutely. And then this person comes in and just absolutely ruins it.
Right. And he describes it as being like an invasion, almost like this takeover.
Like an alien. He describes it as an alien invasion, which I thought was really...
Yeah, that's appropriate.
It's appropriate, for sure.
So Boss Baby has an agenda. Here's the agenda.
You didn't talk about the sort, though, how they're sorted.
Oh, yeah!
They're sorted.
He went to sleep that night and he dreamed about how I thought about it, and then I realized I had a vision, and I realized how babies
Or made. Yeah.
And in heaven, I'm assuming they come down this conveyor belt thing. They're created. How are they initially created?
They didn't cover that part.
They just show them showing up out of this chute or whatever.
I'll explain it when you're older, Jack.
Thanks, Phil.
And there's the daddy.
I'm waiting on the talk.
And the daddy loves the mommy. And then, as if I describe it, folks, I wish you could see Amanda's face. She literally gave me a face like, Jack, oh, you shouldn't say that. What would I say?
I don't know what my face is doing right now.
This is an X-rated podcast.
I don't know what my face looks like right now.
So the babies are sorted.
And they're on this little conveyor belt.
Yes. And they either go to
Hufflepuff.
They go through Ravenclaw. They get to this one little spot, and this little feather comes out, and it starts to tickle the baby. And if the baby laughs or giggles, there's this little sign that pops up that has a heart on it that says family. And they go to the family, or they go to a family, not the family.
Yep.
And then if, like with Boss Baby, the feather comes out, tickles him,
he does
nothing.
Not laugh.
Like, there is no emotion at all from him. It's almost like he's a little bit aggravated.
Yeah.
So then he is sorted into management.
Type A.
So he's a management guy now.
At Baby Corp.
Baby Corp. And Baby Corp is totally based around...
Baby Corp.
Baby Corp is totally based around, when you find this out, babies are the cutest thing possible.
They're so cute.
But he gets to Earth.
Which is true.
He's sent to Earth on a mission to infiltrate this family. This is through Tim Templeton's eyes. He infiltrates the family. He overhears him talking on his little baby phone and finds out, oh, he's not a baby at all. He wears a suit. He carries a briefcase. He's not a real baby anyway. The parents don't see it that way. But Tim Templeton finds him out. He finds out that he was sent here as part of Baby Corp. Tim Templeton's parents work for Puppy Corp. Right?
Something like
Dog
that.
Corp?
Puppy company. Puppy something.
Doggy.
But you know why he was sent here, Phil?
To make babies better than puppies.
Exactly.
Puppy Co.
Because they have this big pie chart. The babies do.
Mm-hmm.
You guys saw this in the trailer.
In their management room. And on this big pie chart, normally babies are the favorite, right? But
Not anymore.
puppies are taking over.
Yeah, they have.
Because they're so
Puppies are
darn
too
cute.
to the point where now they've taken over a larger chunk of the pie
Than babies.
than babies.
Can you believe it?
And
So this is the main conceit of the movie. It's babies versus puppies. The boss baby's trying to, win the war, and then Tim is the only one that really knows what's going on.
Yeah, and
the
he's gotta
biggest
stop
problem,
it.
and you find out later in the movie, is that he really was sent there to find out what this. They've been introducing new puppies over the years. Throughout time, they've increased like these hybrid puppies. Like they're
the
getting cuter.
Labradoodle.
Yeah, and they're getting cuter. Actually, they say the Labradoodle.
They
It's kinda
do.
funny.
That's one of the ones they talk about.
Cuter and cuter, and now they're about ready at the puppy convention in Las Vegas. That his parents work for PuppyCo. They're two of the main people at PuppyCo with this founder guy. I forget his name.
Who was once a boss baby.
Well, you find that out later, though. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, that they're going to unveil the cutest puppy ever, and it's called a forever puppy. It always remains a puppy, and it's so cute that
Forever.
people will just forget about babies.
Because
Oh, no.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a big deal. He has a stuffed animal named Lamb Lamb. They have Boss Baby has a mini with these other babies around. And then the other infants catch Tim. Tim's like, I'm going to infiltrate these. I'm going to record the babies talking to each other.
I'm gonna tattle on him.
And I'm going to tattle on them to parents.
And then my parents will believe me that this baby has a man's voice.
Yeah, that's actually a man. And the babies attack him, try to steal back his tape. He gets caught kind of roughing up the baby. So, I mean, not like something bad, but I'm saying like it just looks bad, like on Tim for what he's doing. And so they ground him. He's never been grounded before in his life.
Ever.
And then he imagines he's in prison. And he has a toothpaste
His imagination stuff
toothbrushing.
was cute.
It was cute. It was cute.
Like it was very true to probably how kids think.
Boy, Jackie, before the show, you were saying that this has been done before, like this movie doesn't do anything new. I'm getting a very strong Toy Story vibe. Like there's that moment in every Toy Story movie where they're like, the toys are alive, and like the adults are like, you're out of your mind.
Well, and I said this too.
It's Look Who's Talking all over.
I feel like it's Look Who's Talking plus Toy Story, but really strong Toy Story.
Yeah.
And I said this. I said this. I was on our movie review. I can't remember. That this thing wants to be Toy Story. Like it really wants to be Toy Story, and it's just not.
Like the baby, like the management babies, they drink this special formula, like in a bottle that keeps their keeps them.
It keeps them youthful. It keeps them as babies.
But it also keeps like Alec Baldwin's persona in the baby because
if
if
you don't have it, you become a regular baby and you get older.
You like a goo goo gaga baby.
Okay.
So here's what starts happening. He is not the bad guy, the main bad guy
who was once the boss baby.
Yeah, the leader of PuppyCo. You find out he was actually a former baby boss baby, in charge of all of that. But he is lactose intolerant, so the formula stuff.
This is the part where I fell asleep.
Stopped working. It stopped working, and so. Okay. But he is bent on. He is going to make puppies take over and just to make the babies pay because they fired him at BabyCo.
He's going to eradicate the boss.
They fired him at
babies.
BabyCo because he was getting too old. So we've got ageism in this movie now. And so now he's going to do it, and he's going to do it at the Las Vegas Puppy Show because he's going to show the cutest puppy of all time to everybody. Forever puppy, and everyone's going to go crazy. So there's this whole airport.
They're so cute.
There's a whole airport scene. There's a whole airport scene, and we've got a there's a whole airport scene where they
Mom and Dad are flying to Vegas.
They're going to Vegas, and they're trying to catch up to Mom and Dad to go to Vegas. And this is the point where I'm like, well, there's just no way this is real because they've got this baby and this kid are driving through the airport on a bicycle. There's no way this would happen.
Right.
And I know it's an animated movie, folks. Trust me. But I'm saying in the context of the movie. They don't make it to the plane, but they do get on with some Elvis impersonators who, of course, Elvis impersonators are all going to Las Vegas. They
That's where they live.
They impersonate Elvis. They get on the plane. They make it to the puppy show. And they were being watched by this weird thug person who was with the Baby Co-president guy, and or the Puppy Co-president guy. And they get there. Mom and Dad are there. they unveil this beautiful, cute puppy.
He's
Everyone
so cute
goes
too.
crazy. Everyone goes crazy, and then as the people storm the stage, the main bad boss guy sees the babysitter guy that they've been trying to escape from. He and then the mom and dad see boss baby and Tim, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And so then the main bad guy locks up the parents, which is kind of weird.
In this heart-shaped thing.
Heart-shaped box thing that the puppy was in.
Clearly suffocation is a thing
and they're going
here.
he puts them underneath this rocket. The rocket is going to launch, incinerate them, and then the rocket's going to go into the atmosphere and drop these cutest puppies ever with parachutes to Earth to create the cutest puppies ever. No one will ever
Across
want babies.
the land.
No one will
Forever
ever want
puppies.
babies again. Boss Baby and Tim luckily thwart this guy.
They
He
thwart
falls in this.
the plan.
Oh, by the way, the Forever puppies were created and were made forever by the
formula.
secret formula that Boss Baby had brought to Earth with him to stay young. Well, he stole it and he used it this infuser thing.
Tidbit:
And,
during this time, the baby doesn't have a name. Like during this portion
just
of the
Boss
film,
Baby.
he's just the baby. Like even the mom and dad call him the baby.
Yeah, and so he stops it. He gets promoted. He goes back to heaven, whatever baby land it is. Gets his corner office that he's always wanted, but he really misses Tim, and so he comes back to Earth.
There's a lot of sibling rivalry in the middle of it.
He comes back to Earth. They're reunited as a family. And there's one point where they were made to forget the baby. That was the whole point. They would forget him. They come in and these little babies come in suits and clean out the house and make everybody forget. Tim doesn't forget though, and he
doesn't want to forget.
They're reunited, and now they're one big happy family.
And his name's Theodore.
He is Theodore.
Theodore Lindsay.
Because Tim's middle name is Leslie.
That was the thing.
And they always laugh at him.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it on Power Plot. In the next segment, you're going to get goods and bads. Rate this. And then, Amanda, what have you been into lately?
Okay.
We'll see you briefly. We'll be right back. Goods and bads, goods and bads. Come on, everybody. It's goods and bads. It's like a country song. It's like a Trace Atkins song or something. So goods and bads.
Okay.
Goods and bads. So, Amanda, I want you to tell me one good thing about this movie. You say a good, and then I'll say a good.
Okay.
Good. Ready? You know what? I'm gonna count to 3.
Oh my gosh.
And
okay.
they'll be thinking while I'm talking here.
I'm thinking.
And we're gonna be saying one good when I say 3. Okay. You're gonna say good at the same time, and then we'll go over it. Ready?
So we're gonna say it at the same time.
Same time. Everybody
Okay.
loves when you do things like this. Say what I'm thinking. Okay, ready? 1. Hold on, wait, stop. Okay, now I gotta think. Okay, you ready for this? Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
The
Alec
animation-
Baldwin.
Why did I feel like I had to say it really fast? I'm sorry.
And I got louder.
I got nervous.
By the end, I got louder.
nervous.
Tell us about the animation. You said animation.
The animation. So here's what I think about the animation. I liked like the retro feel, and I might be the only human
No, I
being
know what
that
you're
thought
saying.
that too. But just something about like even I'm thinking about in Tim's room, all of his little toys that were on the floor. Like in my mind, I see that little taxi that he had in his room, and it was it reminded me of like updated Jetson-y type animation. I
Cool.
really liked that. I just thought that was a cool throwback, and I liked that there wasn't a ton of technology in the movie.
Yeah.
Like it kind of had that feel to it. Again, Phil, kind of Toy Story-ish, but not. This is gonna sound real weird, but like weird. I didn't feel like the animation was as rounded as certain movies.
Like
it had really
Despicable
clean-
Me. It wasn't like Despicable Me.
Right, it had real clean lines. Like I don't know, something about it.
I gotcha.
I sound weird, but that's
No,
what I think.
I got
like
what
a
you said.
spherical type of.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I mean, then there was that though because babies are round. But
Yeah. Yeah, this is the same.
I'm digging a hole right now.
The
Friends.
same studio that did Streamworks said they did How to Train Your Dragon movies. I think the animation in those movies are incredible.
Right, I loved those movies.
Yeah.
Incredibles.
But I liked the animation.
I said Alec Baldwin, and I cannot believe I said that because I don't know what I thought. He normally does some pretty good stuff. I really did like 30 Rock a lot. And,
I think you and I have watched every single episode of 30 Rock.
I made us that one. We were on that kick for a while there.
You were on that kick for a while.
So
I was just along for the ride.
But it's a lot
But
like...
I enjoyed it.
But it's a lot like Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, though.
It is.
So
Because
it's
it
not
comes
that
from
big of
Tina
a
Fey.
stretch, yeah, not
It
big
comes
of a
from
stretch.
Tina Fey.
So Jack, you would say this is his Citizen Kane. And
He'll say it.
Yeah.
He'll say it. Start this episode out after Amanda starts it out. We have a great sound
He was
clip.
joking. On our Tuesday episode, he said, "This is my Citizen Kane." Like he's super excited about this movie. I think he was joking though.
That's what we have a clip of him
Wow.
talking to Jimmy Kimmel. It's really fun. He's
pretty good, huh? He's funny.
He is. Now I will say this: the animation of his face, the baby's face, it did some weird stuff because his voice. When I say it syncs up. Obviously, they're not going to sync but the shapes he would make with his mouth, it didn't even. It just looked funny. Like it's like baby, like superimposed with what Alec Baldwin was saying. It's really weird. Like it didn't necessarily sync up real well, but it did sync up because it wasn't like off timing. I'm
No,
just
it
saying
wasn't
it just
off.
did look weird to me. But it's a baby talking.
Because it's
like,
just a man's voice
coming out of a baby.
tiny little
Right.
cute baby.
I know. So don't have to yell at me.
I'm going to yell right
Don't
now.
have to yell. So I was surprised by that. Alec Baldwin can be very polarizing. He has a couple sides of him. And sometimes he says some things I just shake my head at like, ugh. But then other times, like I said, when he's just acting, doing his thing. I mean, I loved him in Beetlejuice.
He was so good in Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Don't say it out loud 3 times.
Too late. Here he is. And
Michael Keaton?
And the mask showed up too. That was weird.
Gina Davis?
They're both here. Not Mask. Not Eric Stoltz's Mask. But
Oh, Jack.
what?
Jeez.
The Mask. And not the cartoon Mask. Did you ever watch that cartoon Mask?
No.
Most
Ladies and
people don't.
gentlemen, the rabbit hole.
Chasing the rabbits in the hole today. All right, so now we're going to say... You have any more goods? We don't have to say them at the same time this time.
Okay, good, because that was weird. I really think that kids will enjoy this. Like, I am speaking from, like,
Teacher mode.
teacher mode. My kids in my class have been talking about, like, them being excited to see it.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Like, I had at least 2 or 3 kids that I thought, like, just, we have conversations that are, live conversations because
Right.
we're a part of each other's lives.
Right.
And I just caught a couple like little conversations, little buzzy conversations last week about how like there were a couple of them that were really excited to see it and they have plans to go see it. And our son enjoyed it. He laughed out loud several times.
He did.
I was going to
So
say,
I
he's
think
probably cackling through it.
He really was. So I feel like for the audience that it's targeted to,
Yes.
It does its job.
I agree.
So yeah.
Okay.
Kids love movies and kids love to laugh. So why wouldn't they like that movie?
I thought that another good I'll say. I really do think that the story, the it was all a dream thing. It's kind of bad when you do that in anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a kids movie, and
Exactly.
the kid's imagination kind of makes you go, okay, well that's why it did that, because he's got a big imagination.
And that kid, and I did love this part, like the little Timmy Templeton.
Yeah.
He
Leslie.
loved his family, loved his mom and dad.
Yeah.
And so when baby came along, it was rocking his world a little bit.
Right.
But like, I think that they did a lot of really good things to promote like how much he loved his family. Mom would come in at night and they would read books, and dad would come in and they would sing the songs, and like they had all these like little bedtime routines. And I just think that was good of them to kind of create that space of like, this kid loves his family. So
For how iterative it sounds, like it sounds like it's copying from a lot of other movies and stuff like that. The basic conceit of the plot seems pretty creative. Like, and it would speak to kids that are maybe are in a similar situation where number 2 is on the way, type of thing.
Right.
And I think it sounds legitimate. Like a real 7-year-old might actually dream about this and have like fears about a baby coming into the world.
I could see that.
I could see that.
I could see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we've talked about some goods. I'm going to say some bads. You
Okay.
want to say some bads? Do you have any bads?
I think you should say some bads.
I'm going to say some bads. Trope. I'm going to give you that word. Trope. Hashtag trope. A lot of the same trope in this movie. Animated movie. We've seen it before. We've seen a lot of this before. And that's probably why they made it.
Is that what that word means?
March trope. It's the same shtick over and over again.
Gotcha.
The other thing was I don't think, there's only a certain audience this is even going to launch into. And maybe that's what it is. I mean, it's a kid audience. It's a kid's movie maybe. The biggest thing for me, the biggest bad was potty humor in this thing.
Yeah.
Like there was some in here that I was just like, that's not necessary. That wasn't necessary.
A lot of baby bottom.
Oh my gosh! And granted,
just saying, like that's everywhere. Miller thought it was hilarious.
Right, we've had a child. Phil has a child. What? Phil has a child, and Phil's
plural
has a child. What? And we know there's a lot of the booty is a very important aspect when you have a child. Well, you know what I'm saying?
That's a weird.
There's a lot of business going on.
Yeah, there's
okay,
a lot
that's
of
all
business.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a lot of business.
So I can see why they really leaned into that, but in the same vein, there was just every time you turn around, it was some rear-related pun joke, something,
or just a rear.
So I'm not a big potty humor fan. I don't like potty humor for potty's sake. Not a big ICP fan. Just saying. So I don't know. You guys know what that is?
Isn't that a
Insane Clown?
Isn't that a musical group?
Yeah, but like that's what I always think of with them. It's always some whatever.
Did they have potty humor? Is that why you thought that?
Well, they're just gross. Not unless they want to listen and come on the show, then they were more than welcome to come on the show.
Yeah, a lot of baby bottom.
A lot of that.
Yep.
Anything else? I am that they didn't actually tell these kids how real babies were created.
He whispered it into Timmy's ear.
Yeah, and he whispered it in the baby's ear.
In the baby's ear.
Timmy did. He's like, my mom and dad told me this is how babies are made. And I think he really told them how it was made. And the baby was like, what? What? That's insane. There's no way that's real. But he didn't say it. But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny.
Out loud.
Baby. Boss baby. So anyway, there's the goods and bads. Let's rate this movie, Amanda.
Okay. What's the scale?
1 horrible equals it's a bad movie.
Okay.
5 horribles means it's burn your eyes out, get me out of here, horrible. Like the worst thing ever.
Okay.
Like having to eat raw rhubarb.
Yeah.
Like out of the stalk. Oh.
Yeah.
If you've never eaten rhubarb, folks, imagine licking a car battery.
Ew.
Except it doesn't shock you with that taste. Ugh. Sorry. Tree bark probably has the equivalent taste. So what do you think? Is this a bad movie? I'll be brutally honest with you guys, and listeners have probably said that too. The CEO of DreamWorks probably listened to this episode and thought, why is this on the Horrible Movie Podcast? You guys have been saying positive things. Some people might think that we are very positive with this. I'm not. Is this a movie that I normally would go to the theater and watch?
No.
No.
Was I excited to watch this movie? No.
No. When we watched Zootopia in the theater, I was genuinely excited to watch that.
Me too. It was the same.
Our son was
Finding Dory was that way for me too.
I've never been a big Finding Dory fan. I don't know what it is.
When this movie,
I don't trust fish. I don't know.
When this movie inevitably comes to Netflix, will you watch it again?
No.
Miller might.
Miller will.
Miller probably would.
Why didn't Finding Dory have Sebastian in it? That would have been a great crossover.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
That would have been
Sebastian
phenomenal.
the Crab from The Little Mermaid?
Why not? Tie the universes together. Whatever.
That's not the same sea.
Rate this movie.
I don't know. Like, I didn't really think it was terribly horrible.
Okay. So it's no horribles. Is this a 0? This might be the first 0 ever.
But also, is my opinion even valid?
Because, babe. Babe, your
because of your narcolepsy.
Because of my narcolepsy is my real question.
Ooh, maybe you're dreaming this episode right now.
Oh my gosh. Am I a boss baby?
No.
No, I mean, like, I didn't nod off. I probably nodded off for 5 minutes. It wasn't like the last time that I went.
Popcorn-based sleep.
I'm going to whisper into your ear how podcasts are made.
Listen, I love going to the movies. Number one, it's dark. There's this huge screen in there. I don't have to talk, and I can just watch. And I was really warm because it's cold outside, and I wore my big coat in.
Oh my gosh.
So I got so warm
All
and
right,
comfortable
so
sitting down.
You're going to give us a 1.
Oh my gosh.
Let's
I
give
fell
us a 1
asleep.
horrible. How about that?
Okay.
For safety's sake, let's give it a 1. I'm going to give this a 2 horribles. 'Cause
Really?
I'm basing it on it's animated.
Because it's Toy Story
Light.
3
It's Toy Story 4.
with a
3.5.
twist.
Toy Story 3.5, the new generation.
With a twist.
Next generation. And it wasn't a good version of it either. But it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I just didn't.
I think it's just really hard for me to rate animated movies that are made for kids
Yeah.
as horrible.
We may come back around on this too.
Because I think it hits the target audience.
This
That's the only
movie-
reason I say that.
This movie hits some theaters today and hits all theaters tomorrow. It may be the biggest hit of the year. This may be Oscar nomination.
This could be a Shrek.
It's from the makers of Shrek, right?
It is.
So I mean, it could be.
I'm just saying. This
They
could
hope
be a
it
Shrek.
is. Okay, I'm giving it 2 horribles.
Okay. That was a weird sound,
I
Jack.
know. I'm trying to come up with this patented sound for the horribles. Okay, so without that going on here, we're done with that.
What about your silent vote at the beginning?
Oh yeah, back to it. I
job,
gave
Phil.
it. What did I give it, Amanda?
You gave
remember?
it a thumbs down.
I gave it a thumbs down. You gave it a thumbs up.
I did.
Girl.
I mean, I go back to the target audience. Like, I feel like it hits the target audience. So
You don't expect this to
kids.
hit. I thought the target audience was supposed to be men 18 to 35. I thought that was the target audience. Huh.
that's weird.
Just joking.
You're outside of that audience, Jack.
You are.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Bird.
I know. As 17-year-olds.
I'm forever 25.
Rue 21. What have you been into lately? Have you told me what you've been into lately?
Well, okay. I recently, on spring break, read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child,
Ooh, good.
Ooh.
the screenplay, and it was really good. I don't want to give anything away there.
You don't have to.
But I enjoyed it. During the school year, it's hard for me to like read for enjoyment because I lack time. And so like one of my, like on my checklist, my mental checklist that I have, I wanted to make sure that I read over spring break because I had time to. And so that was a book that I had for a while that someone had given to me on a loan. And so I finally read it, and it was a quick read because it was in screenplay format, which I really kind of enjoyed, and it kind of spiced it up a little bit. So that's one thing that I've been into. And then you've probably already talked about Legion, right?
Yeah, we did last week, I think.
That's the show that we're watching
that's the
right
show,
now.
and,
It was so
and a
good.
new episode I think came out last night, but we watch it on Hulu. So we have to wait because they wait till like Saturday to launch it.
Let me ask you a question about The Cursed Child.
Okay.
And this will be maybe weird for you to answer because I know you've read all the books before,
Yeah.
like the actual books. Put your mind in the shoes of like someone who's only watched the movies. They've not read a single page of any of the books.
Sure.
I've actually read a couple of the books myself, but if I've only seen the movies, could I read the book and enjoy it? Like, is there enough for me to enjoy there?
Yes, I think so. Just like J.K. Rowling always does in her books, like she has all these little Easter eggs and nuggets of like things that have happened in some of the previous books. And this particular book is based upon a lot of what happens in the 4th book of Harry Potter, except for the big idea is that it's set in the future, and it follows one of Harry's children.
Okay.
But Harry,
The cursed one.
Whatever. But Harry and Hermione and Ron are in it. Malfoy's in it. Like all of these main characters who were in it, like in the regular series, they're in this series. Not this series, but this book as well, along with Malfoy, his son, and Harry's eldest son. So it's good, and I do think that I do think so, because I feel like the movies did such a good job of putting important things inside of it that you could read it and it'd be fine. Be just fine. You know how in the end of the very 7th book, it shows Harry as an adult with his children,
right,
getting ready to get on the Hogwarts Express. And so it's very much like that. Like,
cool.
That's one of the key things.
Cool.
I figured you'd already talked about Legion, so I didn't talk about Legion.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. By the way,
it's so good though, Phil.
You know, one thing we have both been into lately with our son, we broke the old Nintendo Wii out, and we've been trying to beat with 3 people. Been trying to beat World 8-4 in the main
Bowser's Castle.
And
he
boy,
keeps
it's
throwing
tough,
me in
man.
the lava.
Woo! Miller just keeps throwing it. We can't beat it. And I'm telling you, with that many people around, it never works.
It's so sad.
Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. We will see you soon. Check us out on the Twitter, on Facebook, on thehorrormoviepodcast.com, on revolverpodcast.com. Please like or please follow and review and everything else. We'll see you soon. Mucho gusto. The Horror Movie Podcast is powered by revolverpodcast.com and Orange Tie Web Design Marketing and Branding. The Horror Movie Podcast can be heard on great stations like 105.5 KFGM in Missoula, Montana, from Missouri to Missoula, 88.1 KZGM, South Central Missouri's public radio station, and weekly contributions on KPOV 88.9 High Desert Community Radio. Listen to us on iTunes, thehorrormoviepodcast.com, revolverpodcast.com, and anywhere podcasts are found.